Howdy folks, John Waltrip, Cupcake Home Improvements. How much do new windows cost in Austin, Texas? Today we're gonna go find out. There's four things that really contribute to the cost of a new window. And I wanna go cover those things today. The first one is gonna be the overall size of the window. Size does matter, it does contribute to the cost. The second thing we're gonna go talk about is whether or not the window needs to be tempered. And that's gonna be the glass. Tempering is where they harden the glass. And by code, you need that glass tempered in certain situations. The third one is going to be color. So this window is a white window. White windows are less expensive than tan windows, clay windows, or even black windows. We'll talk about color. And then shape. Shape is really the final thing that materially is going to impact the cost of a window. And so this is a standard single hung window, but a window that might have a shape that has an arch to it, which is really popular here in Austin, those are going to cost a little bit more. So this window right here, this window is made by a company called MI. It's got a 20-year parts warranty, a 2-year labor warranty. This is our most value-oriented window here at Cupcake of the 5 different manufacturers we sell. This window right here goes for about $1,000 installed. And that's the Cupcake price. That's our 30-day price. We offer 2 different types of prices. We have a 1-year price and we have a 30-day price. And our 30-day price is for people that can act a little bit faster. So that one's about $1,000. Now, what's going to contribute to the cost of this window? Well, we talked about tempering. And so tempering is where they harden that glass. They do that up to code so that if something were to happen, an animal, a kid, or something runs into the window, it's going to break in these little tiny shards like that, so it's not going to cut someone to ribbons. That process, by tempering the glass, depending on the size of the window, and this is a little sample window we pulled out of someone's car. When I say a standard window, I'm talking about one that's 36 inches wide by 60 inches tall. Temper that window is going to add about $200 to the cost of that window on this white window. Next thing I want to talk about would be grids. You see this window right here, it has some grids up at the top. There's no grids in the bottom. This is an option. This is really popular here in Austin, Texas. Many people are moving away from them. Some people want to keep them. There's no wrong answer. If you want to do grids adds about $60 to the overall price of the window. Next thing I want to talk about is the size of the window. Again, this one's just, I have up here for sample, but a typical window would be 36 by 60. If we wanted to bump that up to the maximum this manufacturer can make, let's see what we got here. If this were 52 inches wide by 72 inches tall, it's a much larger window. That's going to add about, survey says, $300 to the cost of that window. Sound package, that's really important for some people. If you live next to let's say a train track, or you have airplanes flying overhead, or whatever the case may be, maybe you're just a noisy home, you like to do karaoke, we're gonna wanna entertain the sound package. That's where they have 2 different thicknesses of glass. One's thicker on the outside than on the inside. And that's gonna help reduce the amount of sound that actually passes through the window. Sound package, also called STC rating, that adds about $150 to the cost of the window. So black is really popular. Everybody wants to know what black on black is doing these days. We have black on the inside, we have black on the outside. So for black on black window, that's going to definitely be a premium option. You're going to be looking at about an additional $650 on your standard 36 by 60 inch window for black on black. It's going to depend on the manufacturer, it's going to depend on the company. That's the Cupcake price for this particular window. Let's talk about screens. Screens, a basic screen, I don't have a screen on this one, but a basic screen is going to run you about $45 per window. If you want an upgraded screen, that's going to run you about $75 per window. Other things that we should go talk about in addition to cost, it's not just the window, it's also the installation. What is the material the window's living in? Is it currently in siding? Is it in brick? Is it in limestone? When we set these windows in limestone, the Cupcake installation method is we're going to go put a mortar around the window. We don't want to caulk a window in limestone. That's going to add about an additional $100 per window. Sometimes people charge extra for 2nd story or 3rd story windows. Sometimes there's extras for removal of drapes or blinds and reinstall. At Cupcake, we're going to go ahead and remove your blinds, reinstall your blinds free of charge.